After Alex Pereira's dominant victory at UFC 320, the MMA world has been buzzing about what could be next for the Brazilian superstar. Following his emphatic win, UFC President Dana White revealed that Pereira expressed his desire to move up to the heavyweight division, an ambitious goal that immediately caught the attention of fighters, fans, and analysts alike. While White admitted he admired Pereira's confidence and hunger for greatness, he also showed some hesitation, noting that the jump from 185 pounds, where Pereira began his UFC journey, to heavyweight would be a massive leap across two divisions. However, former middleweight champion Michael Bisping sees the idea as not only realistic but potentially historic. Speaking on his Believe You Me podcast, Bisping argued that Pereira's physical attributes and devastating power make him a natural fit for the heavyweight division. He dismissed concerns about the size difference, pointing out that Pereira reportedly weighed around 234 pounds just one day after his last weigh-in, suggesting that he could comfortably bulk up to 240 or even 245 pounds. A perfectly competitive range for a modern UFC heavyweight. According to Bisping, rather than chasing a speculative super fight against Jon Jones at the rumored White House event, Pereira should instead aim for a showdown with Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight title. Bisping believes this matchup would make far more sense in both timing and narrative, potentially serving as the headline bout for the UFC's first major event with its new broadcast partner, Paramount. The matchup lines up perfectly, Bisping explained. Forget about the White House card. That's going to be an Americans versus non-Americans event celebrating 1776. Pereira's Brazilian, and Tom Aspinall's British, so that fight doesn't fit that theme. But if you look at the timing, it makes complete sense. Pereira just dominated last weekend, and if Aspinall gets past Cyril Gane, a Pereira versus Aspinall fight in early 2026 would be the perfect way to start a new era for the UFC. Bisping also emphasized the historical significance of such a matchup. If Pereira were to defeat Aspinall, he would become the first ever three-division UFC champion, having already captured titles at middleweight and light heavyweight. That would be a massive fight, Bisping said. It gives Pereira the chance to make history. And if he loses, there's really no harm done. He can always return to light heavyweight and continue dominating there. It's a bold idea, but it fits perfectly with Pereira's momentum and ambition right now. Indeed, Pereira's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. His devastating knockout power, stoic demeanor, and fearless attitude have made him one of the most captivating champions in recent UFC history. With back-to-back wins over elite opponents and his confidence at an all-time high, a move to heavyweight doesn't seem far-fetched. Bisping's suggestion has sparked widespread debate among fans and analysts. Some agree that Pereira's size, athleticism, and striking precision could allow him to compete successfully against the likes of Aspinall, while others believe the power and grappling strength of true heavyweights could pose significant challenges. Regardless, one thing is certain, Alex Pereira's ambition knows no limits. Whether he stays to defend his light heavyweight title or pursues a historic run at heavyweight, his next move will have the MMA world watching closely. As Bisping aptly summed up, it's bold, it's risky, but that's exactly what makes Alex Pereira who he is. A fighter chasing greatness, no matter how big the challenge. Demetrius, Mighty Mouse Johnson has shared a strong and thought-provoking opinion regarding the upcoming historic UFC White House card, set to take place on June 14. Following Dana White's official announcement of this groundbreaking event, discussions quickly began circulating about who should headline the card. As expected, two of the sport's biggest names, Conor McGregor and Jon Jones, were immediately at the center of those conversations. However, Johnson firmly believes that neither McGregor nor Jones deserves that spotlight, arguing that the main event should feature fighters who have been consistently active and contributing to the sport's current landscape. Speaking candidly on his YouTube channel, Johnson acknowledged both McGregor and Jones as legends of mixed martial arts, praising their contributions and remarkable achievements over the years. Yet, he made it clear that their recent inactivity should not automatically guarantee them a headlining position on one of the most symbolic cards in UFC history. If Jon Jones came back and actually fought guys like Jailton Almeida or Sergey Pavlovich and earned his way up, then sure, put him on the White House card, Johnson explained. But I don't like when someone has been sitting on the sidelines doing nothing and still gets to choose when and where they fight. He went on to elaborate that while some might argue that both fighters have earned the right to pick their fights, that privilege shouldn't come at the expense of active competitors who have been putting in the hard work. Maybe they've earned that right, he admitted. But to me, the ones who are putting in the work right now should get that opportunity first. Johnson stressed that the UFC roster is filled with talented athletes who have been consistently fighting, taking risks, and entertaining fans, yet often go unnoticed when major opportunities arise. Jon Jones has done incredible things in his career, no doubt, Johnson continued. But if you've got guys fighting their hearts out, taking risks, and staying active, they should get first dibs on something this big. He didn't spare McGregor from critique either, suggesting that his star power and off-cage connections shouldn't influence fight placement. Even for Conor, we don't need him on the White House card. Sure, he's got a good relationship with Donald Trump, but I'd rather see fighters who are grinding every day get that spotlight. Johnson's remarks reflect a growing sentiment among fans and fighters alike, a belief that the UFC should prioritize merit and activity over star power and legacy. With the White House card being one of the most significant events in UFC history, Johnson feels that it should represent the sport's current generation rather than relying on the legends of the past. For Mighty Mouse, this event is not just another UFC show. It's a symbolic moment in combat sports history. The White House card is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, he implied, and it should celebrate the athletes who are actively shaping the sport today. His comments underline a larger message. That legacy alone shouldn't define who gets the spotlight, but rather, consistent effort, dedication, and current performance should determine who earns the honor of representing the sport on such a monumental stage. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has officially announced that the highly anticipated UFC White House event will take place on June 14, 2026. A date that also coincides with his birthday. The announcement marks one of the most unique and historic collaborations between sports and politics, bringing the world's premier mixed martial arts organization to the heart of American political history, the White House grounds. During a recent address, Trump confirmed the date with enthusiasm, saying, "On June 14 next year, we're going to have a big UFC fight at the White House. Right on the grounds of the White House." His statement immediately ignited a wave of excitement across the MMA community and the broader sports world. The announcement not only celebrates Trump's long-standing relationship with the UFC and its president, Dana White, but also underscores the promotion's unprecedented growth into mainstream American culture. Trump's connection with the UFC dates back decades. He was one of the earliest high-profile supporters of the organization, hosting events at his venues when the sport was still struggling for acceptance in the early 2000s. Since then, he has maintained a close friendship with Dana White, who has frequently praised Trump for his unwavering support during the UFC's formative years. White, in turn, has appeared at Trump's political rallies and has expressed gratitude for the former president's role in helping elevate mixed martial arts into a respected global sport. The White House event, set against one of the most symbolic backdrops in the world, is expected to be unlike anything the UFC has ever done before. While the specific fight card has not yet been announced, speculation is already running wild about which fighters might headline the historic show. Rumors suggest that the event could feature a USA vs. the World theme, celebrating American fighters while highlighting international talent, in a nod to the global nature of the UFC brand. Trump's decision to hold the event on his birthday adds another layer of spectacle to the occasion. Known for his flair for grand gestures, the date selection appears to blend personal celebration with national symbolism. June 14 is also recognized as Flag Day in the United States, a fitting occasion for an event that merges patriotism, sportsmanship, and entertainment. The announcement has drawn mixed reactions from the public and the media. Supporters view it as a bold and innovative move that will showcase both the sport's evolution and the cultural influence of the UFC. Critics, however, question the appropriateness of holding a combat sports event at the White House, citing concerns over tradition and decorum. Regardless of the differing opinions, the UFC White House event promises to be one of the most talked about moments in both sports and political history. It symbolizes how far mixed martial arts has come, from its early days of controversy to becoming a celebrated part of mainstream culture. With the date now officially set, all eyes will be on June 14, 2026, as the world awaits what could become one of the most extraordinary and historic nights in UFC history. The night when the Octagon meets the Oval Office, and combat sports take center stage at the White House. Speculation has been swirling around UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria and his longtime partner, Georgina Bedell, as fans begin to suspect possible trouble in their relationship. The couple, who have long been viewed as one of the UFC's most stable and supportive partnerships, are now at the center of online rumors suggesting a potential breakup. The speculation began when observant fans noticed recent changes to Georgina Bedell's social media activity. Known for her frequent posts celebrating Topuria's achievements and their family life, Bedell has recently removed several photos featuring the two together. Meanwhile, Topuria's own social media profile now features only a single family-related post that includes her. These subtle but noticeable shifts immediately fueled online chatter, with followers questioning whether the couple may be going through a difficult time. Georgina Bedell, a successful businesswoman in her own right, has often been seen supporting Topuria cageside at major events, including his recent fights that propelled him to championship status. Over the years, her presence has symbolized both emotional and moral support during Topuria's rapid rise through the UFC ranks. The couple's public image has been one of stability and devotion, often shared through affectionate posts and family moments featuring their two children, a son and a daughter. However, the sudden disappearance of shared photos and the reduction of visible couple-related content have led many fans to speculate that something may have changed behind the scenes. Online forums, MMA fan pages, and social media discussions have all lit up with theories about a possible breakup or temporary separation. Some users have suggested that the changes could indicate an attempt by the couple to keep their private lives away from the public eye, while others believe it may signal genuine turbulence in their relationship. Despite the growing speculation, neither Ilia Topuria nor Georgina Bedell has made any public statements addressing the matter. No official comments have been released from either side, and both continue to maintain a dignified silence amid the increasing media attention. Without confirmation, the rumors remain purely speculative, driven primarily by social media observations and fan curiosity. The couple's long-term partnership has often been described as one of balance and strength, with Georgina playing a key role in Topuria's journey from a rising contender to one of the most dominant featherweight champions in the UFC today. She has frequently been praised by fans and commentators alike for her grace and unwavering support, making the idea of a potential split particularly surprising. At this point, it's unclear whether the recent social media changes truly reflect a shift in their relationship or simply a desire for more privacy as Topuria's fame continues to grow. Many celebrities and athletes choose to limit personal exposure online to maintain healthy boundaries, especially as public scrutiny intensifies. Until either Topuria or Bedell chooses to address the rumors directly, fans are left to wonder whether the UFC champion's personal life may be facing unseen challenges. For now, the situation remains uncertain, a reminder that behind the spotlight of athletic success, even the most admired relationships can face their own private struggles. Veteran fighter Jeremy "Lil Heathen" Stevens has offered a heartfelt and humble reflection following his recent loss to Mike Perry at BKFC 82, a bout that showcased the grit and heart of two of the sport's toughest competitors. The two brawlers went head-to-head in a brutal 5-round war that tested not only their striking skills but also their endurance, durability, and willpower. Ultimately, Perry emerged victorious by unanimous decision, earning the prestigious "King of Violence" title. Despite the defeat, Stevens' reaction was nothing short of admirable, a masterclass in humility, respect, and warrior spirit. Following the bout, Stevens was visibly battered and swollen, bearing the physical toll of the fight. Yet, there was no bitterness in his demeanor, only pride and gratitude. In a powerful message shared the next day on Instagram, Stevens addressed his fans and the combat sports community with raw honesty. "We went up against the odds once again and went to war with one of the toughest in the BKFC game," he wrote. "We had our differences, and we settled it like real dogs. No gloves, no excuses, just heart. That's what this sport's about." These words resonated deeply among fans and fellow fighters alike, earning Stevens widespread praise for his honesty and old-school mentality. Known throughout his career for his fearless fighting style and relentless aggression, Stevens has built a reputation as one of the most battle-tested warriors in MMA and bare-knuckle boxing alike. His willingness to fight anyone, anywhere, at any time has made him a fan favorite for over 15 years, and even in defeat, he continues to embody the spirit of a true fighter. Stevens also expressed gratitude to BKFC president David Feldman, his opponent Mike Perry, and the fans who packed arenas in New York and New Jersey to support the event. "This one wasn't about records," he added. "It was about legacy and testing myself against the best. We did that. Grateful for my family, my team, my fans, my sponsors, and most of all, God, for the strength to rise every time I fall." Those words perfectly capture the mentality that has defined Jeremy Stevens' career. From his early days in the UFC to his transition into bare-knuckle fighting, Stevens has never been one to shy away from a challenge. His career, spanning more than a decade and a half, has included countless wars against some of the toughest names in the sport. Whether he's standing across from a rising star or a seasoned veteran, Stevens brings the same intensity, heart, and determination every single time he steps into the ring. While some athletes might view a loss like this as a reason to slow down or step back, Stevens made it clear that his story is far from over. His closing statement, "We ain't done. Back to work, back to business," signaled that at 38 years old, the Lil Heathen